Our cluster is up and running. It is now time to load that data from S3 and start querying it.
Woo.
So to do this, we are going to go to Workspace, and this brings up all the notebooks that you have. So let's do a quick introduction to notebooks. We'll go to right-click and create notebook, and we will call this one 3D Buzz Analytics. We talked about you can pick different languages. We're going to pick Scala, though once we've done what we need to do in Scala, we will then switch over to SQL and work everything we need from SQL.
Sounds good.
So pick on Scala. If you already know some Python or anything else, then go for that. Here we are. Now, let's have a quick introduction to a notebook. We have cells. Each individual cell runs individually on its own. So you can come in here and say val potato is equal to
Tomato.
Mashed.
Oh, that's even better. I like mashed potato.
Mashed potato. So the first time that you run one, yes, I have a child and she loves the Wiggles.
I also like the Wiggles when I was a child.
Cold spaghetti.
Mashed banana.
Cold spaghetti. I'm spelling it wrong. All right, mashed banana. Banana. What are we doing?
Anyway, let's keep going.
So we've created a variable called potato, and we've created another one called banana, and we call it fruit. Now I have run potato, and so it says potato is equal to mashed. So I can actually come down to another cell, and you'll note that I've gone to skipping the second one and going straight to the third one, and I can just run this, and it goes no troubles at all.
What if you run banana from here? It's going to not work because you haven't executed it?
Well, no, because I haven't run it yet. So I've run potato, and it says, yes, I have mashed. And you go, hey, that's what we put in here. We can now take banana and put banana into command 3 and run it. And it goes, no, I haven't seen banana before. And we go, oh, that's because we haven't run this cell. So you can jump up and down between the cells all you want.
Cool.
So there is banana, and it's a fruit. Like, we can do this. Val int 1 is equal to 5. Val int 2 is equal to 10. 10. Sorry, I was thinking if I add those together, I get 15. So now we can come here and go int 1 plus int 2. And it goes no troubles at all. That's 15 because 1 and 2 is 15. But we could now come underneath this and put int 2 is equal to 25. And we'll run this and it'll go, whoops, val. Val int 2 is now equal to 25, which is a different int 2 to up here. So now if we come and run this one, even though it's above it, we will now get 30.
Cool.
So it doesn't matter what order you run the cells in, it's what makes sense to you.
So are vowels in Scala constant?
Immutable.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Yep. So this is not a Scala course. We'll be using Scala just to load up the data. I just wanted to give a quick introduction to notebooks. But yes, that is an important question. All right. So we have all these individual cells, and then you can, if you wanted to run top to bottom, you can come up here and say run all, and it'll go no troubles at all. And now they've all just turned into running commands. But that means that anything that you declare is in scope of everything else. So if you go, hey, it's a new thing and I'll just create myself another int 2, it's not this is an int 2 and this is an int 2. It's whichever one has run latest will be the true value of int 2. So keep that in mind when you're working with your notebooks. I usually go top to bottom anyway. Alright, so let's clean up these things, which you've now got these cells. We can, we don't need to clear them. We can just delete everything out of them. Delete, and delete. Rightio, so if we are going to load data from S3, then we are going to need permission to talk to our S3 bucket, because we confirmed earlier that when we tried to download the file before we made it public, we got access denied. So we'll come back to our AWS console, and we'll go to IAM, and we will create a role that has permissions to talk to our S3 bucket. And we'll do that by going to users here or users here, whichever one you want to go for. And we can see the ones that we created earlier. So now we'll go add user, and we'll call this one
DataBricks, I guess.
DataBricks. and it is going to have programmatic access.
Sweet.
Next. And it says, what group do you want to be able to do in this one? You can see that we've been playing around. So let's create a new group. We'll ignore these ones here and pretend that we can't see DataBricks group Amazon S3 full access. And we'll add users to a group. So you have policies, and policies tell you what can be done. And then you attach those policies to a group, and now you can have multiple users inside of a group.
Cool.
So we might need to have lots of different things that have access to S3, but then when maybe one has access to S3 and Kinesis Firehose, and another one has access to S3 and Athena. So they'd be different policies attached to different groups, and then you could have Richard and Nick both need access to Athena and S3, and so we put us into the S3 Athena group. Alright, so let's create a group, and we'll call this one S3 full access. And it says, what policies do you want to attach to this group? And so we'll say S3, and there we have S3 full access. So now this group called S3 full access will have full access to S3.
Cool.
But we could, if we wanted to, also come here and go RDS and pick on like RDS full access. Whatever we needed this group to have access to. Awesome. So now we have created our group. And that group has auto-ticked itself and turned green to say, I'm new, and I'm here, and I'm helpful. I've pre-ticked myself. Thank you. Let's go to review. And it says, just double checking, I'm going to create a username called DataBricks. I'm going to give it programmatic access, and it's going to be with an access key, because how else would you do programmatic access? And this is going to have this group attached to it. And you go, yes, I get all that. Please move on with it. Thank you.
Sweet.
And here we have the username and the access key. So we'll copy this and we'll put that there. Alright, so now we need to use these to be able to connect to S3 bucket from DataBricks. So let's start writing this stuff in. We go val access key is equal to, and we'll just skeleton in everything first. Secret key is equal to that. Val encoded secret key is equal to. Now this part here is let's keep going. Let's write them all out first. Val AWS bucket name is equal to, and val mount name is equal to. Now we only need to do this part once, and this is going to be, let's connect our DataBricks file system to our S3 bucket. Because what we don't want to have to give out publicly is these details. The access key and the secret key. Giving them out is a bad idea. Now, you might find that you have a forward slash inside of your secret key, and that's what this next part, the encoded secret key, is about. Let's go secret key dot replace, and we're going to say slashes will be replaced with %2f. Now I don't have a slash, but we're going to put this in there just in case yours does. Very important to have it. Our bucket name is called, let's go to S3, and we will find AWS Unity Analytics. Now I can't copy that, which is a pain, but if you click on it, it'll give you this big window and you can copy this. And what are we going to call this one?
Analytics data.
Analytics data. Alright, so now we have created our 5 variables. We can go to the next cell and put in the mounting code, which is dbutils.fs.mount. So what this is, the DataBricks utilities file system. Let's mount on S3 bucket to our cluster so that it can, our cluster can talk to our S3 directory as if it's a local directory on the file system, which is quite handy. And we do that by putting in a string literal, and then we put S3A comma comma? No.
Colon.
Why am I calling it a comma? Colon. // Wow, this looks just like a HTTP call, doesn't it? Alright, so I'm going to quickly copy and paste things so I don't have to keep on typing them and making mistakes, which I am prone to do, as we have all seen several times so far. What you laughing at, Nick?
Nothing.
Nothing at all. Alright, we can put a $sign in front of all these things. $. S3A, we need to put in the access key, colon, the encoded secret key.
Yep.
Don't need the secret key. Is after the colon. And then we go at, and we give it the bucket name. And then we go, great, what do we want to refer to this thing in future as? We go s open quotes /mnt /mount name.
So like it's a Unix directory.
Correct, yes. That's a good point. Everything behind the scenes here is actually running on a Linux server.
Oh, right.
So we run this, and supposing everything is going to be happy hunky-dory, then we should have a mount added to our file system, our local file system on DataBricks. Now, while that's running and doing its Spark job, we will see that, hey, we're adding this onto the one cluster, but I don't want to have to keep on running this, because this doesn't run it once. Yes, it runs it once. It doesn't attach it to this cluster as a once-off. It adds it to your DataBricks account. And now, whenever you do anything, spin up another cluster, you will still have this mount attached to your cluster.
Sweet.
Alright, so let's quickly just double check that we can get access to this one. Let's go display open dbutils.fs.list or ls open bracket open quotes s/mnt/ now we can put in the mount name again.
Yeah.
So let's just copy paste that one, because I'm probably going to type analytics data incorrectly. And that should be all we need here. So close that, 1, 2. So this is going to go ahead and grab the information here, and then it's going to display it. So if we quickly just expand this one here out, this is what we're doing. And we'll run this. And then we'll chill while it goes to S3 and just double checks it and says, hey, cool, I have just gone to the mount name which we called, which was analytics data, and this is the contents of that directory.
Mm-hmm.
And we go, what have we got? Builds.zip, AWS MA, output and videos. And
cool.
over here we go, let's look into our bucket.
Oh.
My goodness, we've got access to it. This
So
is wonderful. We can now access a local directory. Cool. Rightio. So now we go, awesome, I want to get to that JSON file, please. And we go, well, AWS MA, events,
That's the one, yep.
app name. And this is going to get really long, so I'm just going to copy and paste this now. 2017, 06, 18, 02. There's our file.
But what if we've got data from a lot of different time periods and we want to put them all together?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. That's why I actually copy and pasted right here.
Oh, cool.
So AWS MA was the directory, events was the next directory, and then this ID was the full ID that we were looking for. So now we can come here and go / all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And if we run this, we will get 1 year. Should get 1 year, which is 2017.
Okay.
And we go, awesome. So let's go into 2017. No, wait, I don't want to have to keep putting in year because we might be releasing in December.
So what?
So we
star.
This is great. How many stars do we
You
have?
could probably do ****, if that works. I think that works in Linux.
What's that one?
So if you go back to put a double star there, yeah.
Star.
Try that one.
/star. You think this should go every subdirectory and pull everything out?
Yeah, I think so.
Ooh,
Maybe.
If it does, then
No,
I don't know
never
what that
mind.
one does.
Alright, cool.
Okay, cool.
Never mind. Maybe it only works in Node.
Bugger. Alright,
Oh.
so that would have been really handy.
Yeah.
Instead, now we're going
It's
to
not,
have...
though.
It's not working. So now we're going to have 1 for 2017, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 for the files.
Alright.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Sweet.
We'll run this. File not found exception. Don't give me this.
Maybe
Otherwise,
go back
now
a
I've got
bit.
to play fiddle with you. 1, 2, 3. Oh, you know what it is? It's trying to list subdirectories. No, this is not how you list directories. This is how you load files.
Oh, okay.
So, my mistake, everybody. This same path we will absolutely still be using. Yes. Let's just quickly comment that one out. Handy shortcut is to comment in this is Control /. And you can select multiple rows and then do Control / to comment out those parts as well.
Sweet.
So it's another program. It's another set of shortcuts. Said with such passion. All right, what I was trying to do there, we would have put in 2017, 06, whatever the date is today, and then the hour.
Yep.
Yeah, to then list everything.
But
Okay.
instead we have to read them.
Yes, instead we have to read them, and so to read them, we then go, hey, I want to read everything underneath this directory, underneath all those subdirectories. Okay, cool. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Good. Sorry.
Maybe that's when the */ will work.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Yeah, that'll save me time. Okay, so let's get rid of this and pretend that all worked.
Yeah,
it did. 2017. Hooray! All right, let's put in this one here. We're going to put in var the JSON data. We're going to say is equal to, and we say spark dot read dot. What do we want to read? I want to read some JSON.
I like JSON.
What path do we want to read from? I want to read from dbutils fs from the DataBricks utilities file system. I want to list out all of the files.
You know what? Maybe that won't work. I don't know. Probably not.
I'm going to go with all the stars first.
Yeah, let's go.
And then we'll go back to your star.
That sounds like a safe bet.
Star. Whoops. Inside the correct one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5?
I guess.
It's not a question. It is 5.
Is it 5?
No, the JSON data cannot be readed from there. What is this whinging at me about?
It's interesting.
/star. Spark.read.json. SQL.
Is that the correct?
Should there be a SQL context? Am I making a dumb mistake? No, they changed this in the latest version to get rid of that. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Let's think about this. Think. Oh, hang on. What am I doing? We're not talking to the file system anymore. That was saying list me the files in the directory. We're saying no, go and talk directly to the files, please.
Oh, because it's already mounted. It's probably like reading.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, plus we were listing them.
Yeah. So
Yeah, okay, that
list
makes
me
sense.
Whoops.
Yeah, cool.
Whoopsie doozles. Sorry about that, everybody. So when we were doing the DBS file system LS, look what it's returning. It's path with a thing, name with a subdirectory, and size underneath that. So we were just trying to pass this entire collection of objectical stuff into the loading of the what file should be loaded. So it's going, well, how do I load 3 columns to pick a directory when we wanted to pick that part. My mistake. Let's copy analytics data from here and we'll stick it into, we'll overwrite mount name.
Yeah, I guess.
So
does it matter?
It does, because what I don't want to have to do in future is declare mount name every single time that we load anything.
Okay, makes sense.
So I'm going to put analytics data in there, hard code it with hand quotes. Okay, cool. So now we've got how many stars? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't need that. Let's load this. We'll see if this loads, and then we'll try your */ */ trick.
I want it. Yeah.
I want a */ */ Now, while that's loading, that gives me a chance to get a drink. No drink for me. And it's worked. What have we got? We have got our... Yes, we do.
Oh, yeah, I made
the JSON data is equal to a data frame. Hooray! So it's loaded it.
Cool.
Now, we'll come back to what a data frame is in just a second. Now that we've got this this thing loaded up, we can now come here and go display the JSON data. Display. That's right. It's easier to just rewrite than it is to try and figure out what just happened. Okay, cool.
What?
So look at this. Now it's interpreted our JSON in this really nice and easy to read way. It's like well, let's talk about a data frame. Said I'll talk about it later. Later is now. Data frame is think of it as a table.
Okay.
It's a SQL table, or it's a table of data. Look, we have columns, and those columns have rows.
Cool.
So we have a let's pick on arrival timestamp. We have a column of arrival timestamp, and this is what the timestamp was. Now it's in Unix time, so we'd have to do some conversion around the place. But now we've got a column of attributes. So we were sending in attributes with each event. So every single custom event that we send in, or every single event that gets sent to this, is its own row in this data. So this is pretty funky. We've got application, and we can expand that out and see this is the app ID. Yes, that's me, 25909, or as Nick would say, 47C7. What's up, Nick?
How do we get the data?
Is there a question in there, Nick?
Yes, there is a question in there.
What do you mean? We've got the data.
Yeah, but how do we do stuff with it? How do we do the application stuff? Like,
awesome. So this video was just about loading the data up to show that we can get it. We'll do that in the next video. So I think this is actually probably a good spot to finish.
Alright.
So yeah, let's finish this video.
Alright.